Okay, guys, you just finished video 1 of this. So now you should have labeled or have been able to identify quaternary consumer, tertiary consumer, secondary consumer, and primary consumer, as well as the producer. So as I have spinning wheel of death, I'm going to try to bring this back up to larger view so you guys can see it. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you guys took a moment, you identified all these. Yay for you. So the answers. This would be the quaternary consumer, tertiary consumer, secondary consumer, primary consumer, and the producers would be these guys down here. So hopefully that's what you got. If you didn't, you should probably practice because you probably should have gotten that. Next slide. So the dependence on oxygen and carbon dioxide. So now we're kind of transitioning. We're still with the ecology idea, but we're now going into something a little bit different. So obviously animals need oxygen for respiration. We've talked about that. That is one of the 7 characteristics of life. Plants are going to produce that oxygen that we've also talked about. Animals produce carbon dioxide in respiration, which we've also talked about. Plants use up the carbon dioxide in photosynthesis, and the process of decay uses up oxygen and produces carbon dioxide. In case you didn't know that, this one was probably the one you should write down if it is a new information to you. Okay, now this interdependence is represented by the carbon cycle. So the carbon cycle is going to be the next slide. You probably should write that down. Nope, now on the next slide. Following slide. So the production of carbon and the uptake of carbon dioxide. The production of it can be done through burning of fuel, wood, coal, oil, and gas, respiration of all organisms, as well as decaying of organic matter. The uptake, meaning it's taken in, photosynthesis, sometimes the ocean. That's it. So I would copy down this chart. Obviously, we have more production than uptake. That might be an issue in the future, or right now, for example. So, carbon cycle. We start with atmospheric carbon dioxide. Photosynthesis takes it in. We have the green plants using it up. Decay and respiration result in more carbon dioxide. When they're eaten, animals convert plant material into animal tissue. And through decay and respiration, we have more carbon dioxide. So this is the carbon cycle. You should know this cycle. And by you should know this cycle, you should have this memorized the same way you all know that C6H12O6 is the glucose molecule for photosynthesis. We also have fossilization, by the way. Forgot about this one. Ooh, it's hard to see down here. This says prehistoric plant formed deposit of coal, and then underneath it is petroleum and natural gas. Which, when combusted, we also get carbon dioxide. So coal, petroleum, and natural gas, all of those are stuff that drives different automobiles that we use. Coal was a lot more popular a couple of decades ago, almost centuries ago. It's still pretty popular. So that's probably why you're still hearing things about it in the news. And natural gas and petroleum are what we use currently. So the dependence on bacteria. Yes, bacteria is important. You know my love of it. Most bacteria are beneficial. They break down dead organisms into simpler substances. Soil bacteria makes mineral salts available to plants. You need to know all 3 of these. As well as bacteria and fungi being called decomposers. So, the recycling and the role of decomposers. Sunlight is going to go to the producers, the green plants, which are going to be eaten by the consumers, which are going to die. And the decomposers of bacteria and fungi are going to use the decay in the soil to create minerals and humus, not hummus, humus. And then water and salts go back to the producers. So this is a full other cycle that is used and is necessary as ecology, as part of our world. So once one of these is affected, a lot of the cycle can be thrown off. And obviously producers go and die, and they're also decomposed. So, if it were not for bacterial and fungal decomposition, we would be knee-deep in dead leaves after a few years. So yay for that, because not, instead of waddling around in the East Coast in snow, they'd be waddling around in leaves. We're lucky. We don't have a lot of fallen leaves. Well, the ones that were brought from the East Coast we do. But native plants don't really have fallen leaves. But we do have dead cacti. Anyway, moving on slightly. Organisms are a single living thing. An example is a deer. Population are all the individuals of a single species that live in a specific area, which is a herd of deer. So we had an organism being one deer, a population being a herd of deer. A community is a combination of different populations that live and interact in specific areas. So you have deer, mice, and trees. These are all a community. I don't know why it's doing that. Now, an ecosystem is all the living and non-living things in an area and their interactions of working together with each other. Every ecosystem has a biotic, which are living things, and abiotic, non-living things that are a factor. Why is it doing that? So, I'm going to put this link on the Weebly. I really want you to watch it. It's a really great video. For all you know, there are some homework questions related to it on your classwork, so you might have to watch it anyway. Hint, hint, hint. With that, yeah, I'm done. So, my dog is hiding, but you all like knowing about my life sometimes. So, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite animals in the entire world. So in your little corner, down there, if it works, did I click the wrong thing? There it is, okay. So this is Loki. Say hi, Loki. That's my class. Hi, class. I hope you are all behaving. And Loki, who's my cute, adorable, and very sick cat, and costs a fortune to take care of, and then you wonder why I don't have money, is going to go away now because he's been recording with me. Happy's asleep somewhere. Please behave. Please get the work done. I appreciate you all. I miss you all. I will see you Friday. Remember, homework is due Monday. Remember to turn in your other homework in. If you guys need anything, email me. You know I tend to respond eventually. And with that, bye. How do I make this stop? How do I make this stop? I figured